Welcome to the class. We have 3 topics to learn today. The first one is going to be a review of a form that I've covered before, but we're going to go over it again. And that is 뻔하다. I did a full live stream about it back in September of 2022. So if you want to get a longer review of it, check that out. Today we're going to do a really quick overview. So you take an action verb stem and you attach a if the action verb stem ends with a consonant, or you attach just a liel if the action verb stem ends with a vowel, followed by 뻔하다. Now, you can say 뻔하다 with or without a space after this part. If we take the verb 하다, to do, you can have 할 뻔하다 or 할 뻔하다 with or without a space. They're both the same. This form, 뻔하다, means that something almost happened. Now, it didn't happen, but hypothetically, if something had gone wrong, it almost happened. And this is something that the speaker did not intend. And this form is often used together with the past tense if form. You would have something past tense 으면. So if something happened, then you almost would have done something. 뻔하다 itself is pretty much almost always conjugated to the past tense. So that can be 했다 or 했어, 했어요, 했네, 했네요, anything like that in the past tense. Alternatively, 더라면, it means if it had, and is more hypothetical sounding than the regular if. So either one of these plus 뻔하다 conjugated into the past tense. This is the most common way you'll see this form used. There's one more expression that this form, 뻔하다, is commonly used with. 큰일 literally means a big deal, a big thing. 큰일 나다. So something big happens, literally, or there is something serious, or there is a big problem. So normally you can say, 큰일 났어요. Oh, there's something big happening. There's a big problem. Oh no. 큰일 났다. You can often use these two together, 큰일 나다 and 뻔하다. So you would say something like, something big and bad almost happened, but it didn't. So that's how we would say, that was close. 큰일 날 뻔했어요. So it almost was a big deal, a big problem, almost happened, but didn't. That was close. 큰일 날 뻔했어요. 방금, just right now, 얘기하다, to tell. 해주지 않으셨으면, so if you didn't tell me that just now, 잊어버리다, to forget. 잊어버릴 뻔했어요. So literally, if you didn't tell me that just now, I almost forgot. But in English, we wouldn't say I almost forgot. We would say would have forgot. 방금 얘기해주지 않으셨으면 잊어버릴 뻔했어요. Or literally, I almost forgot. If you didn't tell me right now. If you look at it like that, it makes more sense. I almost forgot if you didn't tell me right now. So let's go on to our main topic for today. Now, I know you're just dying to know the original form of this, as well as where it came from historically, how it evolved into its current form. I'm going to tell you. 하마터면. Originally, it comes from 하마하도면. This form, 하도면, 더, is the older form of past tense. Now, today we use these 2 letters. You see, 했어요. So 하도면 is the equivalent in modern Korean of saying 했으면. The reason that this changed is because of the 히읗 here. Now, 히읗, when it comes before a base consonant, it makes it into a strong consonant. The 히읗 met with the 티귿 here, and you get 터면. What is 하마? Well, it's not a hippopotamus, I'll tell you that. The word for hippopotamus is 하마. 하마 is a word that means by chance, or possibly. So, if something were by chance, if by chance, so it's not a full sentence. It's an adverb specifically used together with the 뻔하다 form to add emphasis to it. So that is the origin. This also adds a feeling to the sentence of relief. So when you use this along with 뻔하다, it doesn't just feel like, oh, something almost happened, but it kind of feels like, oh, something almost happened. This adds the feeling of relief from having barely escaped some sort of dangerous situation. Like, oh, man, we were so close. So that's what this does. And this is completely optional. You do not need to use 하마터면 when you use 뻔하다. So when you hear 하마터면, your brain should immediately feel relief. Oh, It didn't happen. Phew! And then as the rest of the sentence comes in with 뻔하다, it connects together. You're like, that's what I was feeling relief about. In fact, I copied this from Naver Dictionary. This is the official translation for how you can think of 하마터면. 조금만 잘못했더라면. So a little bit, 조금만, even just a little bit. If we had made a mistake, just a tiny bit, even if we had made or I had made one small mistake, then 뻔하다, we would have almost done this, is what you get. So it adds more emphasis. 하마터면. So if I had just messed up a tiny bit, 버스를 놓칠 뻔했어요. 놓치다, to miss. So I almost missed the bus if I hadn't been careful. So I was this close to missing the bus. 하마터면 버스를 놓칠 뻔했어요. 하마터면, 깜빡하다 is to forget, to momentarily forget. 깜빡할 뻔했어요. 하마터면 깜빡할 뻔했어요. So I was so close to having forgotten. I was so close to forgetting. 하마터면 깜빡할 뻔했어요. 하마터면, if I wasn't as careful as I was, if I had just made one mistake, 양말이 젖다, socks get wet. 젖을 뻔했어요. My socks almost got wet. My socks were so close to getting wet. Woo! Like I almost stepped in something. I was like a centimeter away from getting my socks wet. 하마터면 양말이 젖을 뻔했어요. If I hadn't been as careful as I was, I would have gotten my socks wet. 하마터면, 머리를 박다, to bump or to hit your head on something. 머리를 박을 뻔했어요. So I would have hit my head if I wasn't careful. I was so close to smacking my head on something. 하마터면 머리를 박을 뻔했어요. 하마터면 강아지 꼬리를 밟을 뻔했어요. 강아지 꼬리, the dog's tail. 밟을 뻔했어요. I almost stepped on my dog's tail. 하마터면 강아지 꼬리를 밟을 뻔했어요. 하마터면 손을 다칠 뻔했어요. 다치다, to hurt or to injure. 손, my hand. So I almost hurt my hand. I almost injured my hand. 하마터면 손을 다칠 뻔했어요. 자칫하다 is another verb that means to be a little bit wrong or to be a little bit amiss. This word is commonly used in the if form as either 자칫하면, so if you're just a little bit wrong or if you're just a little bit amiss, or as 자칫했더라면, if you were just a little bit wrong or if you were just a little bit amiss. Both of these meaning if you aren't or if you weren't more careful. So these two are also used in the same way as 하마터면 with 뻔하다. So let me give you an example. 자칫하면 큰일 날 뻔했어요. Before we had 하마터면. Now we have 자칫하면. So it has the same meaning and the same usage with 뻔하다. If we aren't careful or if we weren't careful, that was almost a big problem. Something big and bad almost happened. So that would mean, wow, that was close. If we weren't as careful as we were, it would have just been over. So 자칫하면 or 자칫했더라면 can both be used in place of 하마터면 with 뻔하다. However, there is a difference though. 하마터면 is specifically about the past. So it's for something that didn't happen, but almost happened. Past. 자칫하다, however, is not only for past tense usage. It doesn't have to be used with 뻔하다 either. 자칫하면 just literally means if you're a tiny bit wrong. If you mess up just a little bit, if you're not careful, is what 자칫하면 means. So that's the difference. So that's all we have for the lesson today. Let's see really quick announcements. I also have merchandise. If you would like to support me, you can get this on the store, as well as other branded merchandise. This is my personal favorite one. You might catch me wearing this outside sometimes. Incognito. No one knows it's me. Thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.